हेलो स्टूडेंट्स, टॉक मैथ चैनल पर महेश्वरी सर एक बार फिर आपके सामने। आज मैं बात करूंगा प्रॉपर्टीज ऑफ डिटर्मिनेंट्स की। इन द लास्ट वीडियो आई डिस्कस्ड अबाउट द डिटर्मिनेंट, व्हाट द डिटर्मिनेंट इज एंड हाउ कैन वी evaluate the value of the determinant and uniqueness of the determinant. It is a unique number associated to a square matrix. To every square matrix we associate a unique number that is known as its determinant. Now we will discuss about the properties of the determinants. Properties of a determinant. इस पर बेस्ड सेकंड एक्सरसाइज है और सेकंड एक्सरसाइज से रिलेटेड मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम मोर देन 90% टाइम्स क्वेश्चन जरूर आता है एग्जाम में इन 4 मार्क्स। फर्स्ट प्रॉपर्टी, द वैल्यू ऑफ डिटर्मिनेंट रिमेन्स सेम if we interchange its rows or columns. Means the value of determinant or the value of the determinant of matrix A or value of determinant of its transpose, because we know when we interchange the rows and columns it is known as transpose of the matrix. So if we interchange all the 3 rows to columns, the value of determinant remains same. Second property is the value of determinant becomes negative if we interchange any 2 rows or columns. In general, जब मैं बात कर रहा हूं in general, it means I am giving you one specific example only that is true for every condition. Like I am interchanging first row and second row, then value becomes negative. Even if I change first column to third column, the value will become negative. Second column, third column, if I interchange value. So that means I am taking only one specific example. It is true for all. The value of determinant becomes 0 if any 2 rows or columns are identical or proportional, like A1, B1, C1. Here I have taken an example in which I have written first and second row identical, similar. Then without actually evaluating, we can write directly the value of determinant is 0. Now the better will be you take an example by your own and try to verify these properties. होगा क्या इससे आपकी जो फर्स्ट एक्सरसाइज है इन विच यू आर इवेल्युएटिंग द वैल्यू ऑफ डिटर्मिनेंट, एक तो उसके क्वेश्चंस की भी प्रैक्टिस हो जाएगी। जैसे ये फॉर दिस क्वेश्चन आई एम जस्ट टेलिंग यू like 2, 3, 5, -1, 4, 5, 7, 2, 5, 4, like this, any value. So you take this determinant, evaluate this, you are getting certain value. Suppose you are getting the value k. Then interchange any 2 rows or columns. Suppose you interchange first row and third row. So it takes the form 2, 5, 4, -1, 5, 7, 2, 3, 5, and you evaluate its value. So you will get definitely it is equal to -k. So that there will be practice of evaluating the determinant, and as well as you will be able to verify the properties. Similarly, for verification of third property, take any matrix in which you take any two rows or columns identical. If you multiply a determinant by a constant, then each element of any one row or column will be multiplied by that constant. So, like this. Similarly, this is also in general. जब हम बात कर रहे हैं ना, any row or column, all the elements will be multiplied. So, if I multiply a determinant by some constant, each element of any one row or any one column will be multiplied, like only elements of first column or element of first row. Similarly, when you are taking common, then from every element of any one row or column, any number can be taken common. This is the basic difference between a matrix and determinant. Suppose this is a matrix and you want to find 5 times A. In the case of a matrix, it will be like this. But if you are evaluating this determinant, the value of this determinant, and you want to find 5 times determinant of A, then each element of any one row will be multiplied. This 5 times determinant of A. 5 times determinant A and determinant of 5A, both are different. Determinant of 5A means you are multiplying a matrix A by 5, then evaluating the determinant, and 5 times determinant A means you are evaluating the value of determinant, then multiplying by 5. So, due to this reason, in the first exercise, I discussed about this property, determinant of Kk equal to k power n times determinant A, where n is the order. And I told you that most of the time in board examination, 1 mark question is asked based on this property. Like this is 5 times A, this is determinant A, you are evaluating its, this is matrix A, you are evaluating its determinant, you are getting certain value. Now determinant of 5 times A, if you are, so you see, if this matrix, I convert this matrix in the form of determinant, suppose, and determinant of 5A, I calculate. Now, what is common from first row? 5. From second row? 5. From third row? 5. Alright, from first row 5, 5, 5, or column wise also. So, 5 common, 5 common, 5 common, it becomes 5 power 3 common, and that will be determinant A. So, this property, determinant of Ka equal to k power n times determinant A. Next property, based on these 6 properties, many questions are there. Variety of question is there. Next is, if all the elements of any one row or column are expressed as the sum of two or more elements. Listen, if all the elements of any row or any column. Again I am telling you, I am taking just example in the third column. I can write along first row also if it is given in first row. Then row. So A1 B1 C1 plus K1, A2 B2 C2 plus K2. Like this. This can be written like A1 B1 C1 plus so if each element of any row or column can be expressed as the sum of two elements, then determinant itself can be written as the sum of two determinants. To each element of any one row or column, elements of any other row or column in its multiples can be added or subtracted. The value of determinant remains same. See, I can write Ri as Ri plus K times Rj, or Ci as Ci plus K times Cj. Like A1 B1 C1, A2 B2 C2, A3 B3 C3. This is the determinant. Now this type of transformation, this type of operation we were using in the last exercise of matrix, where we were using elementary operations to find A inverse of the matrix. When we were finding, then we were using this type. So if I use this operation in this determinant, then the value of determinant remains same. Means Ri can be written Ri plus K times Rj. I am just taking an example. Any example you can take. Suppose I am writing R2 as R2 plus 4 times R3. R2 as R2 plus 4 times R3. I can write C1 as C1 minus 3 C2. C2 as C2 plus 5 C3. Like this. The value of determinant will remain same. I can apply this operation. This we will use depending upon the question. What is the demand of the question? उसमें क्या हमको चाहिए कि आओ जब हम क्वेश्चन सॉल्व करेंगे तब उस समय प्रॉपर्टी समझेंगे कि भाई कौन सी प्रॉपर्टी कब यूज करनी है. अभी तो ये समझेंगे कि प्रॉपर्टीज कितनी है और क्या है. सो राइटिंग R2 as R2 plus 4 R3, it becomes A1 B1 C1, A2 plus 4 A3, B2 plus 4 B3, C2 plus 4 C3, A3 B3 C3. First row as it is, third row as it is. The transformation has been done along second row only. Now coming to the property that every element of any row or column is expressed as the sum of two, then determinant itself can be written as the sum of two determinants. तो हम इसको as a sum of two determinants लिख सकते हैं. A1 B1 C1 plus four A3, 4 B3, 4 C3, A3 B3 C3. That is again A1 B1 C1, A2 B2 C2, A3 B3 C3 plus. Now 4 can be taken common from the second row. It is 4A3, 4B3, 4C3. 4 A1 B1 C1, A3 B3 C3, this is determinant here again, plus in this second row and third row, two rows are identical. When any two rows or columns are identical, the value of determinant is 0. Property of BJT. So this value becomes 0. It is, or you can directly write second row and third row. Second row and third row elements are in multiples. Like this is, all the elements are multiple of 4 of the third row. So the entire determinant will be 0. Or you can write like this. So it means we can use this elementary operation, or we can write Ri as Ri plus K for Rj, Ci as Ci plus K Cj. After using this, after applying this operation, the value of determinant remains same. So these are the properties on which there are questions. In the second exercise, the questions are very important. There are many questions. This exercise in NCERT और NCERT के अलावा जो दूसरी बुक्स हैं उसमें भी देखेंगे, रिफ्रेशर बुक्स हैं, बहुत सारे क्वेश्चंस हैं और मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम मैं बता चुका आपको कि जरूर एक क्वेश्चन इस एक्सरसाइज से बोर्ड में पूछते हैं. इसको 7th है कंडीशन, इसको प्रॉपर्टी माने ना माने ऐसे भी समझ में आ जाती है बात. इफ ऑल द एलिमेंट्स ऑफ एनी रो और कॉलम आर 0, देन द वैल्यू ऑफ डिटरमिनेंट इज 0. The value of determinant is 0 if all the elements of any row or any column 0. So these are the properties I told you. In the next video, we will discuss about some of the questions, few questions related to these properties. इन properties से related जो questions हैं, उनकी practice आपको करनी होगी अच्छी तरह से. ज्यादा questions करेंगे उतने ज्यादा अच्छी तरह से समझ में आएगा. तो अब next video में मिलेंगे जब हम इसके कुछ questions कराएंगे related to these properties. Thank you.